The San Marino Grand Prix, the last European race before a series of international events, followed a familiar pattern, with the usual MotoGP contenders battling it out on the challenging Misano track. However, being in Italy, the race had an extra emotional edge for some, and a few unlucky riders faced a storm of misfortune. Winner, Marco Bezzecchi. Aprilia Racing. Marco Bezzecchi's victory at the British Grand Prix remains a standout moment in his impressive 2025 season. But securing pole position and winning the sprint race in front of his adoring home crowd must have been an even more special achievement. Even losing to Marc Marquez in the main race couldn't dampen his spirits after putting up a strong fight. There were other factors that made this win even sweeter. This was Aprilia's first race in Italy since the Jorge Martin saga, and Bezzecchi's emphatic performance as the de facto team leader must have been heartwarming for him and his team. Additionally, his celebratory wooden leg gag was a hit, although the comedy reference might be lost on those outside of Italy. Loser, Joan Mir, Honda HRC. Honda might be making progress, but it was an unfortunate weekend for their factory rider, Joan Mir. His troubles began on Friday when he sustained a neck injury during practice, forcing him to sit out Saturday entirely. However, he had set a fast enough practice time to automatically qualify for Q2, earning him 12th place on the grid. Mir failed to capitalize on this opportunity on Sunday, crashing on the first lap and taking out his fellow Honda rider, Johan Zarco. Compared to his informed teammate, Luca Marini, Mir's performance left much to be desired. Winner, VR46 Racing Team. After a season of ups and downs, Misano's favorite team, VR46, had reason to celebrate. It was a solid weekend, reminiscent of their early season performances when Franco Morbidelli and Fabio Di Giannantonio consistently finished behind the top riders. Given the team's current potential, San Marino was a well-executed race. Morbidelli delivered on his promise to Valentino Rossi by staying out of trouble and qualifying 5th, ahead of his teammate Di Giannantonio. He finished 4th on Sunday, with Di Giannantonio close behind in 3rd during the sprint race. It's rare for a weekend to go so smoothly. Loser, Brad Binder, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. Misano seemed to have it in for Brad Binder, the South African KTM rider. He battled engine braking issues during practice, forcing him to switch between his preferred bike and the spare. He also suffered 2 chain losses, which he attributed to the aggressive curb at turn 6. Binder qualified 15th, a modest result considering KTM's recent improvements. Technical troubles struck again during the sprint race when his bike broke down, leaving him stranded. He was seen remonstrating with his bike, later saying, "Things were beginning to catch up with me." Sunday provided some solace as he finished in 10th place, earning a few points. Winner, Marc Marquez, Ducati Team. While some might argue that Marc Marquez's high standards mean this weekend shouldn't be considered a success, it's worth noting that he won the main race on Sunday, defeating Marco Bezzecchi. His victory was a mix of his usual lurking intimidation and tire preservation tactics. Redemptive wins always taste sweeter, and this one came after his Saturday blunder. More importantly, Marquez has now won both Italian Grand Prix this season, his first after joining the country's most coveted factory team. It's a perfect farewell gift for the Borgo Panigale works before he heads to Asia to seal the World Championship. And let's not forget the added satisfaction of winning in Valentino Rossi's backyard. Loser, Enea Bastianini, Red Bull KTM Tech 3. Enea Bastianini's impressive form turnaround at the Czech Republic Grand Prix before the summer break seemed to run out on his home ground. He failed to make it to Q2, and falling in Q1 only made matters worse. Starting 20th on the grid, he finished 10th in the sprint race, but crashed on lap 12 of the main race, requiring a pickup truck to get his bike moving again. Check out the photos from the San Marino GP race to relive the action.